Imagine this. You're in the heart of the jungle all alone, dropped into the thick of it by some malicious powers. What would you do? If you lived a classically urban life, never treading foot out into the unknown and staying within the concrete jungle we have built for yourself, your brain would shut down and your body would stay frozen in the same spot till either the elements get you or some other hungry carnivore decides to make you lunch. So what sort of skills and mindset could you adopt to brave the wild if it was ever needed? Let's find out. But before we head into the jungle to find out, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more on survivalism. Now, if you heard that scenario and thought, I'll never be in that situation, think twice. Survival skills, more often than not, come in handy when you least expect it. A man was built to thrive in nature, not sidewalks. With this mindset, many have now adopted a new practice of learning skills related to wildlife survival. The practice of these skills is called Bushcraft, and it is a practice that is growing in popularity with each passing day. Bushcraft skills make sure that a human gets all his necessities met in the wilderness, like obtaining pure water, hunting food, shelter building, and fire making. Bushcraft makes sure that people who practice them end up being well equipped to take on any physiological challenge nature throws their way. But what about the mental aspect of Bushcraft? It's no surprise that the modern-day man does not have the necessary psychological faculties to ensure his survival in the wild. He has gotten acclimated to the comforts of the modern suburban life, with all basic amenities being met with the click of a button or the twist of a handle. Need clean water? Open a tap. Need food? Order some. Modern-day life has made man lethargic and dulled his natural survival instincts. Bushcraft makes sure that these senses are sharpened once more and made ready for use. Bushcraft psychology is the best mindset that can be adopted in the wilderness. There is a certain rule in Bushcraft called the Rule of Threes, where a human cannot survive without 3 minutes of air, 3 hours of exposure to the elements, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. But the most important one is that humans would not survive out in the wild if they go 3 seconds without hope, which goes to show that the mind is half the battle in mastering your survival skills in the wild. The Bushcraft mentality is mainly composed of 5 pillars. The first is your will to live. The Bushcraft mentality throttles this facet of your brain to 1,000 when you're equipped with nothing but your body, mind, and surroundings. The second is your sense of purpose. The idle life has robbed man's sense of purpose, but the Bushcraft mentality ensures that a man's sense of purpose is clear-cut. The third is mental fortitude, survival, and mental fortitude are a mutualistic relationship that develops each other in instances out in the wild. Being stripped to your bare senses and skills builds up a mental fortitude that filters only the necessary information for survival. The fourth is adaptability. The mind's ability to adapt is like no other, and it ensures that the body works in sync with the mind to ensure one goal, that is, survival. And the final pillar is the ability to regulate our emotions. The Bushcraft mentality and practices make it so that each person who practices the same can emotionally regulate themselves as the situation needs. Emotion is the greatest betrayer of our survival instinct. It stands in the way of optimum survival. The Bushcraft mentality works to adopt a mindset that is not devoid of emotion, but rather not burdened by it, as emotion, when wielded properly, can be a great tool for your survival against the elements and even in social interactions. So as we can see, Bushcraft or survival skills are something that is much needed and not just something that should be pursued as a hobby. Bushcraft connects us with the very root of who we are and what we are. It is a mentality every human should hone and keep ready if the need ever calls for it. Bushcraft skills could ensure that even in the event of natural disasters or any other sort of distress, you come prepared to deal with it, as it can prepare you to climb mountains using nothing but your bare hands and your iron will. But before you run off into the wild to hone your Bushcraft skills and become the ultimate survivalist, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more similar content.